Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Play fake for Charles. Now Smith. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. A man who missed his entire rookie season, Dante Fowler, in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. 3rd and long, it's Smith. Airing one out from Macklin, deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. And all the way down to the 29. Being backed up on their own goal line, very precarious for any offense, but this is what they focused on in practice this week. Let's see what happens. On 1st down, it's Smith. And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it, and the Jags grab it. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins.
And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Johnson. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. Turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they get a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
Smith on 1st down. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Macklin. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger...
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Jamal Charles, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 there, and the Jags are going to have a first down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll look to throw now on first down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
And the Chiefs showing a dime look as they defend this 3rd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to loft one deep left. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there just before halftime. 51 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll look to throw again. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown. Julius Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars get a score closer. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Looking left side. That's caught by Macklin. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
One receiver left, 3 to the right. Play fake for Charles. Now Smith. He's going to look deep down the field. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there just before halftime. 57 yards.
Not the tallest receiver on the field, but he just shouted to admit that the little guy can't go downfield and make a big-time catch on a deep pass, because sometimes they'll just out-scrap you for the football.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. So a good kick that time, and he's able to redeem himself from the previous miss.
And fortunately for him, he got the chance to do that not long after missing the first time. Sometimes a whole game goes by, and you don't get that chance at all. So you keep it with you till the next time you take the field.
And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And he will take a knee here. So per the new rules in 2016, this will be brought out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. He'll look to throw, and he's got it to Hearns. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
So, no, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Second down fumble. Now the offense needing to do something here on third down. Yeldon, the lone running back. Out of the gun now on third down. And he finds Julius Thomas. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes. After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down.
Let's go!
They're going to try and throw. Finding time. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. A big play there. Smith to Macklin. 45 yards.
They went for the haymaker there, didn't they? A big shot towards the end zone, and they came up with the catch, but they were tackled short of the goal line. The defense escaped the big one there. Now they've got to try and hold them to a field goal attempt.
They run it. It's Charles. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Another shot here for Charles. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Another Wildcat look here. We've seen this a lot. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
Now this feels like old school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
He'll drop to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Caught here by Bell. It's a 4-yard pickup. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Let's go!
Halfback sent in motion. There he indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
So bad.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They run. Charles still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. We're back now in KC. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on 3rd down. Short yardage situation. Here's Charles. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, giving them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And this is caught. Jeremy Maclin. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what?
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. After the interception, here's Smith. He's going to wind up and air it out. And they went big on first down. Proves unfruitful.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you've got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays down.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
3rd and long, it's Smith. And he couldn't corral it. It falls down incomplete, but maybe not a big deal given this big lead. Here's the Chiefs punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And now out come the Jags. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's brought down. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does, where a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Bortles. His throw incomplete. And an extra DB here for the Chiefs on 3rd down.
Pass situation.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and call it an even 50 yards. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon. So apparently, neither guy is immune.
On the run, it's Charles. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Play fake for Charles. Now Smith. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he's brought down. A good pickup there of 20 yards. He's played a great game and continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. The strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. The first down carry here for Charles. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Smith. He's got time. Flush to his right. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. but they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Now Smith. They'll set up the screen with Davis. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good, and that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Jaguars getting set to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on. Get it done. And maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now he's hit, and Bortles fumble. It's loose. And that might just submit it. A return for a late touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice for such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
On the return, here's Dree Archer. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
I'm going to forget today.
They got his man complete. 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Smith going to turn and give to Charles. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12.
Everyone's got 4 down.
As they've done all day, they run with Charles. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 11.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. He's got the hook up with Conley. They give him 12 yards and a 1st down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Smith going to throw it. A dump off for Charles. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On second down, here's Smith. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Again, Smith. He shakes it off. And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They snap it to Smith. Looking deep here for Macklin. And this one incomplete. Well, apparently taking a knee is not in vogue. They're not able to add another touchdown on. And now the ball game is over.